What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Celadon City, where we are standing in front of one Pokemon with one destiny. This here's the Eevee that you can only get one of in every game of Pokemon. First generation, anyway. And second generation, couldn't even get in third. So, we've got a bunch of important things to do today. First and foremost is to get this Eevee. Now, the thing about Eevee is, it and all of its evolutions sucked. Like, even to this day, after umpteen new evolutions that have come since, they all kind of suck. But there are 3 evolutions this can turn into, and they're all different elements, which makes it kind of interesting, even though, once again, they're all kind of crap. And because of that, I think we're going to add one to our party. Also, we seriously need to start adding monsters to our party. But because I think it's important to ultimately figure out what evolution we want and have an adequate nickname assigned to it based on its evolution, we gotta figure out what we want to evolve it into. We could evolve it into Vaporeon, the water monster, Flareon, the fire monster, or Jolteon, the electric monster. If you pick Vaporeon, you're gonna be playing really, really defensively. If you pick Jolteon, you'll be playing really, really fast. In fact, I read he's like the second fastest monster in the game, which has its benefits, but it's not very powerful, and it only has like one element to its name. And if you pick Flareon, I make fun of you because even to this day, Flareon is still the worst Eevee evolution known to man. And I asked for votes to decide which Eevee evolution we were going to take, and thanks to a landslide victory of all of 1 vote, mine, we're going to get a Jolteon. And I'll explain why in just a sec. But we have to nickname our new will-be Jolteon. Yes, I would like to nickname. Also, it is a cow for some reason. I hope it fits. If it doesn't, I'm going to be sad. Oh, it's 1 letter off. Wait, I think I might be able to make this work. Okay, let's try it. Static L I N G. Static Cling! A sweater's worst nightmare. And because we now have Static Cling, I think we're gonna finally get rid of Dopefish, because honestly, I'm not terribly happy we have him in our party. He's kind of an EXP sponge, and he's kind of been worthless up to this point. I will probably start regretting it once we get to the Fire Gym, but that is future Fury's problem. Present Fury is just laughing at not having to use that thing anymore, so we'll go get rid of him. And now we've got our proper 4th member. And like I said, getting Eevee was the #1 important thing we do this episode. And #2... shopping spree! Yeah! See, Celadon is the biggest shopping center in all of Gen 1 Pokemon, and arguably all of Pokemon period. And they have some very exclusive things in their awesome shopping center, and some of that's actually going to be really, really useful to us. So we're going to take advantage of that. So goodbye, Dopefish. You were useless for 60% of the time you were with us, and marginally useful for like the remaining 40%. Oh, okay, I see. I thought I had a different Pokemon. Let me just check. Yeah, okay. I thought I had a different monster on my team, other than Stir-Fry, but Stir-Fry will still be useful for a little while. Now, the next core series of events to progress the story is kind of a little bit ambiguous from what I remember. I know we have to defeat Team Rocket in 3 areas: Saffron City, this place, and Lavender Town. And, well, ideally we're going to try and get a little bit around that a little bit. I'll show you what I mean by that in a bit. But I remember this trick from when I was a kid, and we're going to happily take advantage of it. That saves us some time, even though, for the sake of completion, we're going to go back and do all the stuff it lets us skip anyway. TMs. Now, see, the problem is they don't tell you what these TMs are, so I actually did open up a internet page to figure out what these TMs are, so we need 2 of these. Because later, they would actually be smart enough to tell you exactly what your TMs are doing. I guess we gotta sell some stuff. What do I want to get rid of? Oh, I'll sell the nugget, because I don't need that anymore. That was just a battle trophy more than anything. Keeping the rare candies. Keep the Pokeballs. I'll sell the Ether and the Max Ether, I don't need that. I don't care if you won't pay me anything for it. I just need to sell them. TM12, I don't know what that is. Should probably keep the escape rope. See, that's the problem. They don't tell you what the TMs are unless you activate them, and I kinda don't want to do that, obviously. So let's try this again. Now we need 2 TM32s. And we need 1 TM7. And, we can actually use all of those right now. So TM32 is Double Team, and if you'll remember good old Sand Attack, this is sort of like the opposite of Sand Attack. It allows you to increase your own evasion without hurting your opponent's accuracy, but it basically does the same thing. We're going to give this to Static Cling, because I figure that would probably be useful. And, I think we're going to give this to Zephyr as well, because I figure if I can Sand Attack the enemy down, and then I can do this, we can really mess stuff up. So, let's do that. Yes, I would like to delete an older move. Whirlwind is pretty useless. Gust is pretty useless too, actually. Okay, so. Now we have Double Team. So that should be useful. And TM7 is actually a special move that, honestly, is the only reason why we haven't evolved Bryant yet, so we can evolve him as well. I didn't even realize this was a TM until I looked it up, but yes. Horn Drill. Now this is an interesting move. We're going to get rid of Tackle, because very few monsters can learn it, and it's got an accuracy of about 1 in 3 chance of hitting, but if it hits, it instant kills your opponent. And the thing is, there are items that boost your accuracy, so if you use them, you can basically steamroll entire fights with one move. Okay, what are you selling? Great Balls, Super Potions... I might buy a couple Super Potions. Oh, those are repels. Yes, actually, I do want some repels. I might have to go through and sell a bunch more crap as well, just so I can do some stuff later. Let's see. You finished TM18. Counter. That might be useful later. I didn't even realize we got that. That could be useful if we got a fighting type, and we might get a fighting type later, so maybe. What are you selling? Okay, so this is important. These are the stones that will evolve Static Cling, so we want to use a Thunderstone. Yes, please. So let's take advantage of that. I'm hoping this entire episode isn't just logistics. Static Cling is evolving. Also, Eevee looks like it has horns. Those are its ears, but they look like horns. It's also the coolest looking evolution this generation of Eevee. Not that it's much better, but... Also, Eevee is one of those interesting cases of one of the few Pokemon you want to, I'm gonna toss that, I don't need Water Gun. It's one of the few monsters you can evolve without really worrying about losing anything, because Eevee doesn't really get anything good out of, holding it on before, evolving. Toss Whirlwind as well. Again, I could probably be selling this stuff, but I don't really need to. TM45. Thunder Wave. That's useful for Static Cling. Hooray! Also, notice how few moves it knows at level 25. Just pointing that out. Rest? That's pretty situational, but it could be useful. Thunderbolt. Now, again, that could be useful for Static Cling as well. So we're going to teach Static Cling Thunderbolt. Yes, and then it's got stab. Goodbye tackle. I will keep I'll keep sand attack. Because I think in tandem with Zephyr we could make some stuff happen. Since we now know horn attack, we can evolve Bryant with no real issue. Because I think we miss out on like 1 or 2 extra attacks, but genuinely, if I recall what Bryant can end up learning, it does not matter, because we can teach it way better things anyway. So, yeah, Bryant evolved. Is there anything else we need to use? What's TM30? Teleports. No, I'm not going to toss that as well. Because it seems like limited space in our inventory is becoming a problem. Now, we need to buy something else from this guy. A Polka Doll. This will come into play very shortly. Hopefully in this episode. If it doesn't turn out to be nothing but logistics, I really hope it isn't, because that would suck. But, what do we sell here? Or buy? What do we buy, sell, trade? So these things will boost your stats. So I don't really need them, and they're expensive. X accuracy. These are going to be useful for using Horn Drill. And then forget that I even bought them in the first place, so... waste of money, but they might be useful. Now, here's part of one of the most obtuse things ever. See these little vending machines? You can buy drinks from them. And buying these drinks means that you can get into Saffron City. And if you don't buy a drink, you can't go to Saffron City. Now, if I recall, there's someone up here that, okay, have a fresh water. TM13. That's exactly what I came here to get. I remember that you could get Ice Beam from here. I thought you had to talk to, like, this guy, though. Okay, let's get another drink. See, that's at least a little bit more directly obvious that you can give someone something. Oh, and also Ice Beam. We're going to use that right now. Yes, I will. In fact, I'll teach it to Bryant. Because Bryant can learn an awesome number of abilities. Now, let's see, what are we going to get rid of? Oh yeah, that's right, Tackle is gone. Poison Sting doesn't do a lot, but we get stabbed for that. And now we've got Ice. So, basically, Bryant's got a bunch of different abilities covered, or at least will in the future. He's got a couple now. There's 1 or 2 more things we have to do in here right now. First is, I believe we can go get Fly right now, so we're going to go do that. And, here's our old friend, right up ahead, Snorlax, that we can't presently do anything about. And now we're going to call on the power of our boy Stir Fry. To get rid of that. Here's where you can fight some Doduos if you want. I do not. What do you want? Good effort. Yes, putting in maximum effort all the time. That's how I do things. Might not seem like it, but absolutely is. HM2, which is Fly. Now, I've said this once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Fly is actually a really good attack in this game. It's one of the few flying attacks. And we're going to give this to Zephyr. It also means we can teleport places we've already been to, which is, you know, incredibly useful. Whoops. I just wanted to get through the dialogue quickly. I know I could speed it up, but I don't really want to. Because I don't want to accidentally, like, do what I just did. But at the same time, I don't want to deal with this nonsense. Okay. Goodbye, Gust. Hello, Fly. Fly's also pretty interesting because it's one of the few attacks that remove you from the battlefield temporarily, like Dig. So it's got some uses. Now, there's a few other things we could do right now in Celadon City. I don't think we're actually going to, but we could. Items, we gotta go to Pokemon. We got to go to Stir Fry to cut. Okay. Now, there is a gym located right there. We could go take care of that. And it's a grass gym, so, yeah. There's a lady on the other side of this lake who'll give you an HM, but you need Surf, and we don't have it. And, we could deal with Team Rocket here. I don't think we will. And also, that's right, we can gamble. because this was before Nintendo completely kiboshed gambling in Pokemon. In fact, if you want all the Pokemon in this game, as this guy says, he likes Porygon, you need to play slots to get Porygon. Did you? Someone here will give us a coin case. I'm not sure we'll actually use it for anything, but we should probably bug someone to give us a coin case. Give me a coin case. Oops, forgot the coin case. I like that. You just bug someone and they give you coins. That's nice. Yes, it is. That's why there's a Team Rocket guy here. This is true. They do. I looked it up. Yes, I'd like to play. I like how random gamblers are just going to give you their winnings. I think this is the guy who stands next to the gym statue to tell you how to beat the gym leader. I'm having a wonderful time. Go away. Someone here gives you a coin case anyway. But the point is, if you start playing the slots and gambling, I should be able to at least look at the monsters without... Are you serious? Oh, okay, we're gonna go find a coin case, because I want to make a point here. There's a house somewhere of some guy who will give you a coin case. I know, I bought a bunch of X accuracy. It's probably in, like, the giant apartment we left at the start. Oh, well. Cut. It's just gonna be some random dude in a house that'll... Where the hell are we? Huh. I genuinely don't remember this place being here. I just know you wander somewhere and some guy gives you a coin case. Because it gets sad that they're wasted their life playing slots. Because she doesn't like you and it's not a real date. Hey, there's a Team Rocket guy. Hey, Team Rocket guy. There's another Team Rocket guy. Nice. Give me a coin case. I want to gamble, but not really. There's no secret switch behind it. That's a very odd and specific thing to say. Your odd clothing, Mr. Generic Team Rocket Man guy. How does everyone know this, but no one's done anything about it? Ah, it's this guy. Hooray! We got a coin case. Now we can go bug people and they'll give us free coins, and I think in the end we won't be able to actually get anything with those coins because they don't give you enough. The thing is, if you use a lot of money, you could sit here and trade coins in at a rate of like something crazy like 1,000 Pokédollars for 50 coins, and let's just take a look at the prizes to see how many coins we need, and you'll kind of get an idea. Okay, so Abra, 180 coins. Need Arena, 1,200. That's a bit high, especially considering it wouldn't take a lot to get one ourselves. Dratini, that's pretty awesome for 2,800 coins. Scyther, that's pretty impressive. Porygon, 9,999. So, if you want to sit here and gamble or spend a ridiculous amount of money to get that, you're going to be here a while. There's also some TMs, and this is the only place you can get, like, Substitute, which is actually a really good TM. That's TM50. But it's really expensive. But some people wanted to give us coins, so let's see how many they'll give us, and let's see if we can buy us a Porygon at the end of the day. Spoilers, no you can't. Yes! Also, you can find random coins on the ground. But, then why did you give me your coins? You are a dumb person. Then give me your coins. I'll make sure you can't play anymore. No, I don't. See, that's the thing. Dratini would actually be a pretty cool monster to have, but it would probably cost something like 60,000 Pokédollars just to have enough coins. Give me coins. Like, let's just take a look. Someone here will tell us the exchange rate. No thank you. I think that's actually a reference to pachinko parlors in Japan. Because they're horribly, like, gambling, but they're not illegal, if that makes sense. Because you can't win money at pachinko parlors, but the way most of them are set up, you take your winnings, like because you win a bunch of balls, which you can trade for a prize at a pachinko parlor, you take it to a secondary location owned by the pachinko parlor, trade in your prize, and then they give you money for that prize. So it's a very big workaround for a very illegal gambling thing, and I think this is kind of a reference to that, a little bit. But I'm pretty sure this was still slots in the Japanese release. Now this guy's thirsty, so let's... You can have this drink, but I want to go into this city. Now what they don't tell you is they're basically working with Team Rocket. And this entire town is basically under Team Rocket's control. See? There's a Rocket guy. In fact, he flat out tells you Saffron belongs to Team Rocket. Now this is another big story thing, is we have to defeat Team Rocket in Saffron City. If I recall, they're pretty high level comparatively, though. Can I go into the Gaim? I cannot go into the Gaim. I can go into this Gaim. This is the fighting gym. We might come back here for that, actually. I think their monsters are like typically level 35, so they're a little bit high for us. But there's a good reason to go through there. But we're going to go back to Lavender Town and take care of some business. And if I recall, I left some trainers alive so that I could train my Eevee. Because I knew I was probably going to ultimately get the Eevee and use it because we are depressingly low on monsters. Although getting rid of Dopefish kind of made it a lateral move, but still. Electric monster, eh? I can deal with that. I'm just going to double team. That sounds suspiciously... Oh no. Oh no. I guess I'll Thunderbolt. That's actually not that good. Considering, you know, it's an electric type. I might have to swap out. Oh. It's not very effective, but I get stabbed, so... You know, it still works. I figured it would do significantly less than that, so I'm just happy to spam it. But that's the thing, like, going back to that, Celadon gambling parlor, if you want a Porygon, you have to gamble. And that takes forever. That's just mashing buttons in front of a, slot machine, hoping you win, and hoping you don't run out of coins, or Poké Dollars before you get the coins you want. And that's the only way to get Porygon. I mean, Dratini's awesome, but you can get that through Safari Zone. And to be fair, that's just mashing A button and hoping that you catch the monster before it runs away, because Safari Zone is stupid like that. Which really, in hindsight, makes it a lateral move, but still, it's kind of obnoxious. Still, I think we do, if we were to just straight out buy our way to Dratini, we would be sitting here for quite a while doing that at the counter, and we'd probably need something like 60,000 Poké Dollars, like I said. I guess we could try selling some stuff, and if we do, we could try to do that, for however boring that would be. But, you know, I did say I wanted to catch a Safari Zone monster, so maybe we'll go after Dratini. The problem with getting a Dratini from the Safari Zone as opposed to the Gambling Parlor, though, is... I want to say the Dratini you can buy from the Gambling Parlor is, like, level 25, whereas the Dratini you can catch are, like, all capped at level 15, so you'd be training them for a while. Whereas here, you're kind of sort of in a general level area to where we are right now, so it might not be the best idea to wait that long. I don't know, we'll see how much money we have by the end of this. Ha ha ha! Yeah. I think that Pidgey's name was Lightning Rod. Because, you know, obvious joke is obvious. But, Static Cling. Taking care of the stupid little birds. Or my awesome bird isn't stupid. Hooray for Static Cling. Rattata could be a little scary. But, will we prevail? Oh yeah, that's how it's done. You know, I like this shit on Eevee and its evolutions, but Static Cling is already pulling its weight better than Dopefish ever could hope to. Of course, it doesn't hurt that we're using Thunderbolt from Lieutenant Surge, which had like a really powerful lightning ability. The only lightning ability that's stronger in this game, I want to say, is Thunder, and that has a, like, 80% chance of hitting, whereas this, I think, is 100. Whereas, like, 95, it's high. Pikachu. Crap. No, we'll stick, because we need the experience. Wow, we do not have a lot of, we might have to, heal up just so that we can, use our attacks again, because I do not have any ethers. I got rid of them, as you'll recall. Your puny little electric attack does nothing to me. That sounds a lot more powerful, too. Like, just listening to that electric effect, that just sounds more powerful. Okay, let's go back and heal up. Now, the nice thing is we can just go back to Saffron and heal up. We don't have to go all the way back to Celadon. And it's probably faster than going to Lavender Town, so net, it's advantageous to go this way. I believe the Pokemon Center is down here. What's this? Mr. Psychic's house. How can you tell he's a real psychic? I think that's probably just some sort of self-proclaimed title. And that he's not an actual psychic. You know what I just realized? We went out of our way to get the bicycle and we've not been using it. I should probably do that. I think they make you get off at the little check stop areas though, so we'll go through that before we get back on our bike. Because it is a lot faster than doing this. And the only reason I don't use Fly to get there, other than the fact I don't think I actually have the gym badge that'll let me to right now, is I want to get the experience for Static Cling. And I could use the rare candies, but I want to save that for something else. Like, I mean, if I'm getting a Dratini, it would probably just be easier to save that for Dratini, I guess. I really want to get a Dratini now, because that would help fill out our numbers a little bit. And because it's a dragon type, it's only weak to itself, so, you know, it would be advantageous to use it. Okay, so the person we just fought was using level 20 monsters. This one's using level 25 monsters. That's a weird level It's a weird level difference. Someone likes Meowths. Your silly kitty is no match for my whatever the hell I'm using. Actually, I think cats don't care much for Static Cling either, so you know. You know, if I couldn't call it Static Cling, I would have probably called it Dryer Sheet, but that wouldn't have fit either. Quick Attack, that could be useful. Yes. What moves do we have? Sand Attack, Double Team. I'll get rid of Sand Attack. Simply because I still have Double Team, and I think we need to have a little bit of difference in our attacks. And honestly, in any other Pokemon game, should be wearing cat ears. We already have Double Team, and we do need to vary up our attack elements a little bit. And unfortunately, Jolteon literally learns electric moves, normal moves, and one bug attack, if I recall correctly. So it's really learn Double Team or nothing until it hits like level 40. So it's probably beneficial we accept that, even though we are effectively hurting our chances at crippling the enemy while boosting our own evasion rates, which is definitely a good strategy. Okay, now, do you think we can win this fight with a Poison Static Cling? Let's find out. Also, is it just me, or is my hat now more square now that I'm riding a bicycle? Because that doesn't look like a helmet, it just looks like my hat's now square for some reason. Well, square, or... Joke's on you, I'm already poisoned. And I still have lots of lightning to give out. 'Cause I'm just giving like that. Nidorino looks like a piggy. It's got a little piggy snout. I don't know why. Nidorino didn't. But again, that's early generation Pokemon drawings for you. because Lightning Bolt... Actually, I'm pretty impressed with Static Cling so far, even though I do like to make fun of Eevee and its evolutions, because they're crap. I might have to rethink what I said about Jolteon in this one instance. But because of this issue of how little PP we have, if we ultimately go through the next area, we might have to backtrack to the Pokemon Center a bunch of times. And also my cat's in here now, so maybe you can hear him meow. I don't know. With my luck, he'll want to, like, hop up onto my lap and just make a shit ton of noise. Hey, look, it's our old friend Fafimon. If you're reading the manga, as you should be, this is actually a really incredibly dark point in the story because he's actually possessed by the dead. Seriously, go read the manga. It's actually, like, legit. But let's kick Fafimon's ass again. Ha ha ha. You're in trouble. If you go into this fight before going to Celadon, like you just enter Lavender and you assume, well, this is something you can do in Lavender, and it is, this fight might be a bad idea for you. You might be in for bad times. Fortunately, Static Cling is here for a good reason. I think we'll use Bryant to take out Growlithe, simply because, well, it can't be super effective against me. And also, it can't do much to me if I'm underground. Haha. Alright, Growlithe's down. Execute! I should probably stick with Flammy right now. Even though Ember isn't really all that great a fire attack, and it's all I've got. It is a grass type, and I do have levels, so, you know, it probably wouldn't matter much, but still... Kadabra. Yeah, we'll go back to Static Cling, I think. Once again, for experience more than anything. But, Pokemon Tower is a Pokemon graveyard. That's why he's possessed by the dead in the manga anyway. Oh crap, this could be a problem. And it's not. It's significantly not a problem because it didn't even affect me for a turn. That's awesome. But, yeah, it's a giant graveyard for Pokemon, which is really kind of morbid, especially... And welcome to the reason you're on my team, Static Cling. But, yeah, it's really dark for an early, like, kids RPG. Haha. No, I don't think you did. I could. I bet you I could find a grow-up Marowak if I wanted to. I don't really want to all that much, though. Okay. I think we'll keep going without too much worry. Yes, now here's a reason why this place is so weird in addition to its thematic things. Is this place has Pokemon that are not really Pokemon, kinda? It's a little complicated. Like, here's a Ghastly, which they definitely changed the look of Ghastly when they upgraded the game from this, but someone, I'm betting, found the Microsoft Paint spray can tool, and that's how Ghastly was born. But this place has Pokemon that aren't really Pokemon. When we run into it, you'll understand what I mean. And all these people are also possessed. Fafimon wasn't, though, for some reason. He was just too good of a Pokemon trainer. Actually, he was a jerk and didn't help all these people. And just ran away when he noticed they were possessed. That's how it is, because Fafimon, as established, is a jerk. Thunderbolt. Seriously, Static Cling could probably take out this entire place. And Ghost Pokemon are weird because they're weak to, like, every element, but they're strong against, like, Normal and, I think, Psychic, which is weird because they, like, reverse that later, but... Yeah. Oh, we can go fight them, too. So let's go fight them. I think there's also a place here that'll heal you for some reason that I don't mind. Fight me. don't think at any point when I was a kid did I realize these people were like possessed with ghosts and that's what they were trying to do with that whole incomprehensible like grunting speech or whatever. But yes, they're all apparently possessed by ghost Pokemon. Nightshade is horribly, horribly poisonous. The flower, not the attack. I think that's just a ghost attack. Which would later, I think, become a dark attack. I just think it's weird they make a ghost move out of a type of poisonous flower and then don't add poison to it. Yes, you're saved. Thanks to my cleansing, purifying lightning of justice. Also an escape rope. Oh, I should probably swap out my monsters now, I guess. I'm not sure Zephyr will be all that useful here. I guess we'll try it. If nothing else, Bryant's got Ice Beam, and that'll do it for sure. But, like I said, there's a healing area, so hopefully we can get there. That way we won't have to backtrack all the way to the Pokemon Center. And here's what we're talking about. So this is Ghost. Or rather, it is a ghost monster, and maybe Cubone, I think, because you can run into Cubone in here. Now the thing is, you can't identify what it is. And that means you can't catch the monster, and you can't fight it because you can't identify it. To identify it, you have to use the Silph Scope key item, which we don't have yet. And like I said, we need to go to defeat Team Rocket in this town, in Saffron City, and Celadon. And you get the Silph Scope through doing that, so you ultimately mean to come here after all this. Also, somehow, we don't need to identify these ghosts. Maybe it's because they're possessing them, they have like a set shape or something, I don't know. But the point is, we're supposed to have the Silph Scope, we don't, and we're going to get around that a little bit. Because if you recall, when we first came here, I mentioned that there was like a brick wall that'll just stop you in your tracks. It's not Fafimon. He's a tough fight if you just enter the place, but no, there's literally a place that just prevents you from going on without the Silph Scope. At least by design. And I don't think it's all that big of a secret, but I want to keep it a little bit of a secret for now, but there's a way to get around it, and I'm going to show it out. Because I think it deserves to be shown, because I discovered this when I was a kid, and I thought it was just super cool. Beat me not! Because proper grammar can I do. Ghastly. But there's also like a level disparity here, if I recall, because like we're fighting level 22 monsters, right? But if I recall, past the brick wall, you start fighting like level 35 monsters, rather. When I say level 5. So there's a bit of a level difference. And at my level with my monsters, I should be okay. I'm hoping. But I'm not hopeful. HP up. I will give that to someone. By the name of Bryant. Because he already seems to have a fair amount of health. But yeah, we can't fight any of these monsters. This is actually why I bought those repels earlier. And I'm not sure why I'm not using them now. I literally just remembered I had those, so we're going to use those. And that's just so we can avoid these fights. Just because we can't do anything about them. And yes, I could do the intended thing and come back here later, but I don't want to, so... Mainly because I just like this little trick. Ghost, no! Quah! They all have Ghastlies. It's their only monster. One of them might have a Haunter at some point. But this is their Pokemon teams. And of course, they kind of expect you to have a like level 20-ish monster around this point. Like they kind of expect you to come straight here and then turn around later. But I kind of knew ahead of time, so we leveled our monsters by, you know, cutting to Celadon first. Which I think was ultimately the better plan. Level 28. Rock on. Where is the ghost? There is the ghost. Is there a guy up here? No, there isn't. Actually, I think they're women because they dress like nuns. Or maybe they're supposed to look like ghosts. I don't know. Yes, do you see these weird squares down there? Those act like a Pokemon Center. Whoop. White Maggio. That's a little bit classic Final Fantasy there, I guess. I shall join you for dinner. And then maybe cake, because cake is delicious. I think our monsters are going to evolve pretty soon too, because typically, with like the exception of Dratini, pretty much all the monsters hit their final evolutions around like 30, 35-ish, so that's pretty nice too. We can look forward to that. Fight me. Souls? How did this get into a Nintendo game? They were pretty anti-religion. I can't imagine they'd have a game involving the term soul. There's a Haunter. Also, shoutouts to that Haunter. I like that Haunter. It's a cool design. It looks very, very sinister. But it goes down like a complete punk all the same. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do with our Pokemon. Like, I'd like to get a Dratini, as I've now decided. But other than that, I don't know. I guess we could, Zambies! There's no zombie monsters. Are you saying you're a zombie? Are you saying I'm a zombie? There are no zombie monsters. That also seems kind of weirdly out of place for a Pokemon game of this time. Or a Pokemon game. Well, yes, as a Pokemon game of this time, that seems weird, but as a Nintendo game of this time, it also seems weird. That's a very special hat. But you dress like a nun in the overworld, which is weird. A Nugget. Okay, let's go. Fight me. Another Haunter. I don't think any of these people use Gengars, and I don't think there's... wait, no, I think there might be one person in the game that has a Gengar. I think, someone in the Elite Four has one, I think? Because I'm pretty sure there was, like, an Elite Four character who used, ghosts, and there's only, like, 3 ghosts in this game. And you've seen 2 of them, and they're part of the exact same evolution trait. But, the reason why I don't get a ghost monster, aside from the fact that they're a little weird elementally speaking, is, similarly to, like, Kadabra, and, Machoke, and, the other thing that also evolves this way, Graveler. You can't, get their final evolution without trading, and there's no way in hell I'm doing this. Now, I just realized that I'm going to be also confused on my way back. But we scrubbed out a win, so I'm not complaining. And level 29. Nice. Whoa! Okay. So we'll heal him up again, and then we'll swap Bryant. Heal. But, yes, normally you'd have to go through this area, kind of turn back because you can't do anything with the ghost, or if you do, you get to a literal dead end. And, yeah, this is really grim for a game of this time from Nintendo. Like, I don't know how they didn't nix this entire area, to be honest. But, you're kind of expected to get turned back around and, forced to come back later. Which we're not going to do, but... thanks to the miracle of Super Repels, I don't have to fight a bunch of monsters I can't identify. Also, you can't catch unidentified ghost monsters, which actually leads kind of to another issue this game has over other Pokemon games, and that is, you can miss Pokemon with your Pokeballs. Like, it's not even just that you don't catch them, it's that you don't even get close to hitting them with the Pokeball in the first place. I think in classic D&D terms that's called a critical failure or something like that. It's basically like the worst situation of the worst situation of the worst situation that you could ever possibly imagine. But the only monsters that really affects are the 4 legendary monsters in this game. So outside of them, it shouldn't really be too much of an issue, and the ghosts obviously, because you can't identify them. But... Other than that, you shouldn't have an issue missing monsters unless you have a very special encounter. Because that should not happen under any circumstances. But, yeah. And Bryant, once again showing off his elemental affinity, being able to shell out a bunch of different elements at once, and we'll get even more before we're done. Which is nice. Actually what makes Bryant such a power player is he can learn so many different elements, as well as stuff he gets stabbed with, as well as a one-hit kill attack. Hooray, level 29. Groan. And we will swap our boy Flammy up. And before we get to where the brick wall would be, we'll probably go back and heal. I think there might be one floor on top of this, then we'll run to that point. But ghosts, just keep using all the elemental attacks you've got, and you're golden. Just don't use normal attacks because they don't affect them. Or Psychic, because Psychic is weak to them, except in every other generation where it's strong to it. And I don't know how this works in relativity to Dark, because that's... They seem to swap Dark and Ghost and, like, Normal's effectiveness, like, every generation. It's just something I've lost track of at this point. And what the hell is Fairy strong against or weak to? I don't know. Pokemon has gotten weird with how convoluted it's gotten. I mean, I'm thankful that nowadays we don't have Pokemon that only learn 4 moves, and that's about it, but, man, some of these are just really, really, ultimately very confusing. Chandler wants to fight, sends out Ghastly. But Ghastly is no match for my Flamethrower Dragon. Because I said so. Actually, it might do a lot of damage to me if I'm really, really not careful. Like Zubat, you have to avoid that specifically, yeah. Confuse Ray, because Confusion can basically double however much damage you'll take. Lick, I think, might be able to poison you, maybe? I'm going to swap my monster because I'm not confident with how this fight is going. We'll go with Static Cling. And so long as we don't get confused, we should be alright. Ah, Paralyzing. Great. And Confusion. Super! Also, you went in front of my allegedly fastest monster in the game. What's wrong with you, Ghastly? Ghastly's breaking the rules. Something fell out. That feels like that was half translated. Rare candy. Okay, I think those stairs are the roadblocks, so we'll back up and go heal our monsters, and I'll show you what I mean. I genuinely thought there was like an extra floor to this place, but I guess not. Well, an extra floor between here and the roadblock, anyway. Oh, this super repels really last a long time. There it is. I jinxed it. I will use another one, I guess. Here it is. Use Super Repel. It was super effective at repelling things that weren't even identified as Pokemon, so I'm not sure how that works, but okay. Now, welcome to a very special Pokemon fight. Against a ghost that cannot be identified. I will spoil it for you right now. No, notice it's like 10 levels higher than anything else here. And, yeah, see, this fight would be real bad, except, no. Yes, that ghost is a Marowak you cannot capture, even if you identify it. Because it's considered a boss, I guess, but, also, we proved Fafimon is not half the Pokemon champion we are. We found a Marowak. But, yeah. So, I guess I should explain that for those of you who don't know what that was. So, the idea is, you can't simply, pass this point. You will always be attacked by Marowak's ghost, and you'd have to defeat it. but of course you'd have to be able to identify before that. And if you run away from the fight, which you can do, it'll just kick you out of this square and force you backwards. But the Pokédoll, which we bought in Celadon City, the all-important Pokeball I pointed out earlier, that has a 100% run weight from wild monsters. So it's kind of a loophole, because you're not supposed to be able to get around that fight without the Sylph Scope. But you can, if you know what you're doing. And I discovered that when I was a kid, and I'm sure it's pretty common knowledge now, but I'm pretty proud I know that. And I really wish I had Static Cling right now, but Flammy, you'll have to do something fire-related. Burn it to the ground. Oh, crap. Why always with the confusion? Okay. Notice these people aren't using ghost monsters. Even though they have the Sylph Scope. But we can't steal one from them. Now, we're going to wreck their day. Because their little lightning rod happens to be the target of our electric monster. Zap. It's super effective. How about that? Oh, hey. First showing of the Golbat, and holy crap is that thing ugly. I mean, they're ugly even when they're not rendered like this, but man, that is just awful. Goodbye. As you should. Yeah, I don't care that you're gonna forget this. In fact, you better remember me, because I'm awesome. Yeah. Don't harm the spirits of monsters. You're an asshole. Let's fight. Coughing. Poison type. Meet my fire type. Now again, you're supposed to do this after getting the Sylph Scope from Team Rocket in Celadon, I believe. Because I don't think you get it from them in Saffron. You might. I kind of get the order of these events kind of messed up. And it doesn't help that I'm, you know, effectively skipping an important fight that's supposed to funnel you into what you're supposed to do, but yeah. Flaming grew to level 30. Awesome. A Drowsy. Psychic type. I think we will use Bryant. Simply because Bryant. I don't think Ice Attack's going to be particularly effective, but let's use it anyway. Yeah. Confusion. Which has like a 1 in 10 chance of confusing you. Not ideal. I could try Horn Drilling, but that is a 1 in 3 chance of hitting. Ooh, not ideal. Not ideal at all for us, but... Are you serious? Ice Beam. I'm surprised Bryant is as fast as he is. I mean, I guess it helps that he's evolved to his final form, because you get like a natural light from evolving. That's bullshit. Well, actually it's not. It's Japan's biggest export at this point. So yes, Pokemon are really only good for making money. Japan has proven this quite thoroughly. We'll swap Static Cling up front, because I think he'll do best there. Fight me. I disagree. I think I'm saving the world. From boredom. Maybe. Or inducing more boredom, I'm not sure yet, but one of those two things. Yeah. Zappy Zappy! Also, shouts to Lieutenant Surge and his awesome TM. I could have taught that to Bryant, but there's another electric move I could teach Bryant later, and I think I will. Yeah, I think I've got this fight wrapped up. Your extra large rat is no threat to my, again, whatever the hell it is I'm using right now. And once again, Zappy Zappy. You're dead. Hooray! Another Zubat. Get your hands off me, you damn dirty bat. I'm seriously thinking about, rescinding all the shit talk I had for, Static Cling. He's actually pulling his weight quite effectively. Hello. This is Mr. Mount Fuji. Yeah, I did that already. All you have to do is run from the fight using a polka doll, and that soothes his mother's heart pretty well. And now we're outside, because we had to rescue him from Team Rocket. Well, I'm starting to love my Eevee evolution, so I'm making progress. Now, we got the Poké Flute, which can be used to wake up not one, but two different Snorlaxes. And we're going to do that at some point. It can also wake up sleeping Pokemon in battle, so it's useful. In fact, it's one of the most useful key items in the game, next to, like, the bicycle. I think that'll be it for today. I think tomorrow we're going to go explore a route around Lavender Town, and then probably take care of Celadon City, maybe? And there's one other thing maybe we could do in Saffron, possibly. I know we gotta take care of Team Rocket in there before we can go after the gym. And that gym is, like, effectively at least 10 levels above us right now, so it's not ideal we go do that. But that has been this episode. We got a new monster. Pretty impressive. Come back tomorrow next time. Well, you might be watching this tomorrow. I don't know, maybe. But come back next time where we're gonna go explore the world of Pokemon and continue my Pokemon adventure. But until then, peace out, Internet.